that would happen to his own people. So then he was motivated. He wasn't to a fat point where he, like the brother said, not overfed to where you can't move, but fattened up to where you could handle a cold night, a dark night. But most of these people here, they're going to be destroyed in such a ravaged, in such an evil way. Oh, you got that?
Oh, yeah. You want to
No, go ahead.
Okay. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 20. I'll start at verse 9. Verse 9. And Moses took the rod from before Yahweh as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch your water out of this rock?
Right. So just like these scriptures, this is the rock. Must we, taking that honor. That's why honestly, we try to keep ourselves in a humble, meek spirit. Because if you will begin to take on thinking you're the glory, that you're Yahweh. I just saw that with that fool Yahweh Ben Yahweh. They actually got a documentary on that dude, where he actually began to think he was Yahweh, even the Most High. He started killing people, and it wasn't even for like breaking the commandments. It was just to gain their wealth. So that's what I'm saying. When you're going through this with this end time, you gotta walk with judgment. Because guess what? You fuck up and kill an elect man, it's gonna be your ass too. And that's how you're supposed to judge the spirit. Because when you come up on a person, you're going to be able to know who the Lord's dealing with and not. Through the Spirit, through these scriptures, they're going to be able to teach you how to judge a situation and what choice to make.
But they're not going to say, hey, let me tell you what I think.
Right.
These are my words here.
No, you know what it is? You got to humble yourself to be as a child. That's why they get that saying, born again. That's the born again part. You gotta humble yourself to a point as you don't know nothing. Go ahead and go on that, Luma.
Verse 11, and this is what you wanted. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also.
Right, go ahead.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them.
Right, you ain't gonna get delivered through this. You're not gonna make it, man. Because you take the glory from the Most High. We're really nothing. Any man that's standing on the street ain't nothing right now. Because honestly, you don't know who's an elect yet. But there's evidence because you'll know them by their fruit. So then you could have discern of a man to be dealing with and what man not to be dealing with. See? But also with women, with how to deal with your children. To the point that even the scriptures, when you're going into it, when they were on the run in the wilderness, the laws were given to them to even how to stay clean and not to get sickness. You know, not to be touched by a plague. Go back to that, Siraka.
Not like it's an issue or anything, but
And this is Sirach, chapter 33, verse 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. A stallion horse is as a mocking friend. He neigheth under everyone that sitteth upon him.
Read that one.
Con. Sirach 33 and 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree.
Cartwheel is like a wheelbarrow. So his head is like a cartwheel.
Like literally just spinning. Don't know where it is.
Meaning it's open to anything.
Huh.
You're open to anything. Like a wheelbarrow. A wheelbarrow is like a big ass bucket. You could put water. If you left it outside, the rain would go in it. The snow would fall in it. It would collect anything.
Huh.
That's what he's saying. Your mind's wide open. Read that again, huh?
Con. Sirach chapter 33 verse 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree.
Right. And a rolling axle tree is the actual axle the tires turn on. That's what it went back to. It was a log that they would stick there. That's the axle tree. So the mind's always moving, meaning it's always in a state of forward thinking.
It's chaotic. There's no foundation.
So then you gotta get your mind down to slow down. You gotta slow your thinking down, because just like we read earlier, you're not supposed to be quick in the time of trouble. Get that Proverbs 22 up.
22:14, right?
Yeah. 15.
15?
Yeah.
This is out of the book, Proverbs.
Come into the camera up.
Come on. This is the book, Proverbs 22 and verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child,
Right.
but the rod...
Foolishness is people that don't believe. You have no faith. You're a fool. Go ahead.
But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Right. Because like a child is foolish because the child doesn't fear. Like if he got next to a corner and could fall, he doesn't believe that could happen to him. Or a child that runs after a ball into the street, he doesn't believe a car could hurt him.
It's foolish.
It's a foolish thought. So that's the same way these people are today, as they walk around thinking that the Most High ain't gonna judge them.
He's not coming back.
I'll read that one more time.
This is out of the book, Proverbs 22 and 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
And that shows how wicked this society is too. Right now you got children that are transgender. Why? Because the adults are letting the minds of the children lead. That's how backwards this world is right now.
And if you don't let your child lead, you get them taken away.
Go to Sirach, keep going up. Grab Jeremiah 5 and 8 up.
Sirach 33 and 6. A stallion and a horse is a horse is as a mocking friend. He neigheth under every one that sitteth upon him.
Right, and that is makes noise. That's another thing you got to think about. When you think that you're gonna be on one big loving group in time of trouble, no, things are gonna change, because there's gonna be even a spiritual change out here. You're gonna have demons manifesting themselves out here.
And hopping on you too.
Right.
You gotta fight those.
So
demons.
then you got, just like a horse, it makes a noise, like a snort, like a
snort,
yeah, like a snort. When people get on them, they'll make a noise.
And
That's how a person or you consider a friend is. So in the time of trouble, how much more?
because like it says, a stallion horse, or basically a prize horse, a show horse.
Right. So like a muscle bound.
Basically, that according to Jake, that nigga. If you get on that nigga, the one that thinks he's that nigga, he's gonna.
Just like Moses did.
Oh, I gotta give you water.
But
No,
also,
the Most High is gonna give
that's going to be the judgment too on that man. That's why there's a lot of false prophets that are going to get roused up. You know, and the Lord's even going to do works because they might call him the name or whatever the Lord's will be. He allows it to happen. They're going to gain popularity. They're going to be misled, and they're going to be misleading.
And that's the spirit. Because as soon as we start our concert out here, about an hour later,